Hello and welcome to all my beautiful, vibrant souls who tuned in, I'm so close, tuned in to today's reading. Oh, you guys, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do here? Okay, so thank you guys to everyone who tuned into today's reading. Welcome back to all my old friends. Hello, welcome to all my new vibrant souls who are here for the first time. I'm super happy to have you here. I want to take a quick second to just express gratitude to anybody who watches my videos, likes them, comments on them, shares them. I am really trying hard to grow my channel and grow my business, and just every little bit counts and helps, even to people who have disliked that, who have done the thumbs down. I appreciate you interacting. I just want to take a moment to express that gratitude because I'm so happy for all the love and the support and the opportunity to get to be with you guys, even for just a moment along your spiritual journey. So, excuse me. Oh my God, I'm sorry. So as you can tell, my asthma and my allergies are particularly bad today. I'm going to try to keep this one kind of short and sweet. But today's reading is kind of what do you need to? And I'm going to explain how this works. So as you see, we have 4 different options here. We have the crown chakra stone with I know. Can you see? Yeah, there we go. We have the solar plexus chakra stone with I do. We have the heart chakra stone with I love. And we have the throat chakra stone with I speak. So whichever one you are the most drawn to, and you can take your time to meditate, contemplate the stacks in front of you until you find one that you resonate with the most. This is going to be what Spirit's advising you do, or so like if you pick, I know, this is what Spirit wants you to know. If you were drawn to I do, this is what Spirit is like suggesting or encouraging you to do, the actions you're being encouraged to take. I love would really be things to try to open your heart to, or any like healing related to your emotions, anything that comes up. And then I speak would be what your spirit guides are encouraging you to speak to another, to yourself, to your spirit guides, into existence, etc. So especially if you are aware that one of these chakras tends to be kind of your more underactive chakras, you could pick based on that. You could pick just based on which one you feel the most drawn to. You can pick based on the color or the words on it, the actions that you're looking to take. So just kind of use it as you see fit, take it as it resonates. Like I said, take your time to contemplate all the stacks in front of you to figure out which one fits with you the best. When you are ready, head down to the timestamps in the description box below, and that will bring you to your selected option. And with that, I'm gonna start with group 1. Hi, group 1. Okay, sorry if you can hear my chair making a ruckus. The floors where my office is a little bit uneven, so they tend to get rowdy. So you guys were attracted to the crown chakra with I know. This is something where I feel like whatever this is an answer that you may have been seeking, whether consciously or not. I'm kind of getting, for some of you, the answer may be different than you expected though, right? So like, this might be a situation where you think you're kind of seeking out one type of answer, and then you find that the actual solution is like, because they're showing me like an energy center here, and then there's like an energetic cord running almost underground with like a smaller one here. It's like something that seems almost unrelated or unobtrusive. There's like a small little thing that I feel like is going to help connect you to the larger truth here. But there is spiritual insight and information that your spirit guides are really excuse me, trying to pass along to you at this time. And it feels like, because they're also showing me when you use like the maps application, and you're walking around, you're spinning around, and the little like dot, your little compass point keeps like moving. So it feels like you're having trouble kind of figuring out which way to look or where to look for this information, this insight, this solution, this epiphany. So this is what they're here to kind of guide you on today. Now I have just 2 oracle cards. I'm going to be pulling tarot on camera. Like I said, today is a shorter reading. So just keep that in mind. So we have, I'm not surprised, spiritual career. Okay. Can you guys see that? I'm really good at holding it up in such a way that you can't see with the glare. Yeah, okay. So this is card 78 that reduces to a 15. Yes, which reduces to a 6. I want to hang on to that for a sec. So yes, spiritual career doesn't literally have to be where you work in the spiritual, community. I feel so weird saying spiritual industry. It feels yucky to me for some reason. I don't know why. But this is like your life purpose. So if you were attracted to this, I feel like you're looking for your life purpose. You might just be looking for the next stage in your career that's like where you feel most guided to, because I feel like there's something where you've outgrown where you are, or it's not meeting your needs. 15, this reduces down to 15, which reduces to a 6, and that's a number of unconditional love, but also balance and harmony. So something, especially in your work world, has become like disharmonious. I think that's a word. I apologize if it's not. So it's your work has kind of, the way that your work situation has been set up is throwing you off balance. You might have really difficult coworkers, so there's like a literal lack of harmony. It might just be that you're not getting enough work where you are, or you want to take on more and you're not being given that. Maybe you're not kind of catching the sort of clients that you would like. There's something about this where I feel like you're on the right path, but there's like a next step, there's an expansion, there's like this next stage, and you feel it coming. And this is where I feel like this energy of, again, like the little like compass point spinning around, trying to like kind of wildly be like, where is this next step? What am I supposed to be doing? Yeah, and it's interesting, we have pink and purple here. So this is like, I talk about this a lot. This deck has cards where the Merkaba is a different color in the background, and those where it's the same. So when it's a different color, I take that, well, when it's the same color, I take this to mean that your internal frequency is now being matched by your external reality. Like they've come into alignment, and when they're different, they're different. So with this being pink and purple, I feel like you're in a situation that you love, because pink is of the heart chakra. I feel like you're in a situation in your career that you love, you do have love for. Maybe you work in a field where it's very like emotionally satisfying for you. But with the purple, it's like you're being led to the next step. You might be getting a lot of signs and synchronicities, and you're like, I don't know how to interpret that. I don't know what the hell this means. Excuse me. And it's like you're looking for the next step, the next thing to kind of bring you, like help you level up, bring you into balance. I feel like you can sense this coming, but you can't see it yet. So that kind of is where the feeling of like confusion or disorientation feels like it's popping up. So, we have discernment, card 20. Okay, that reduces to a 2, but it says the frequency of determined. Okay, the frequency of discernment, I was close, supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance, there's that word, and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So in this deck, there's a couple of cards where the number corresponds to a number in the major arcana, and the theme is very similar, and this is one of them. This has this judgment card energy to me. Excuse me. So you may be looking to have a career change entirely. It might be where you have a career and then you have a side hustle, and your side hustle is growing, and you find that you're more aligned with that, but you don't know how to make the leap to doing that full time. And this is really just like talking about exactly what we were just saying with discernment. I feel like you're having trouble figuring out which way to move forward. I do feel like you're getting a lot of intuitive messages about which way to go, but again, it feels like it's hard for you to synthesize all the information. Because we have, balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. It feels like these 4 concepts are like what's pulling at you in different directions. Excuse me. And I almost feel like you're missing information. Like there's a crucial piece of information, like a linchpin that hasn't been revealed yet. So let's pull you some tarot, because I'm nosy. There we go. I'm so sorry, my allergies are just horrible today. It's awful. I'm gonna flip this one though. Nope, okay, oop, I can listen, I can take a hint. Yeah, Ace of Swords at the bottom. There's this need for clarity. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remove these because this is going to become a problem. Okay, so let's see. We have, the Knight of Cups reversed. Okay, see that? As I looked up at the timer, it was 11:11. So the Knight of Cups reversed. The Four of Swords reversed. The Six of Cups, okay. And the High Priestess, yeah, okay, this is amazing. We have a lot of water here. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces with the Knight of Cups, and Pisces energy with the High Priestess. Okay, so for a lot of you, with the Judgment card energy showing up, this can really talk about a major turning point in your life. But we also have the Six of Cups here. I feel like a lot of you are going through Akashic integration right now. And there is a certain amount of, like, again, integration and healing with the Four of Swords. I feel like the reason why, so with a High Priestess, this is exactly what we're talking about, right? You can sense it, but you can't see it yet. And with all the flowers where the person's head should be on the Six of Cups, it's like this energy that, you know, like subconsciously and spiritually, this manifestation is blossoming, this understanding is blossoming, but I feel like there's still a lack of clarity on how to move forward on it. And that's because you haven't finished this integration and healing period yet. I feel like you're trying to take action very quickly, or not very quickly, but like quicker than you're ready for, or it's like there's divine timing here, quicker than the circumstances allow for. And it's interesting, we were talking about the Ace of Swords, and then this person's holding the ace here. Because usually in the Four of Swords, there's 3 swords hanging on the wall. The person's laying down, and there's a sword beneath them where they're laying. But this person's not laying down. They're like, I'm ready to go. They're holding on to the Ace of Swords. So I feel like you're really trying to figure out how to move forward, how to bridge this gap. And your team kind of wants to let you know, like, excuse me, it's not time to take action yet. Now is the time to kind of find some sort of stillness, and let this integration process fully, I was going to say manifest, but I almost said mature, because you might find, you know, Akashic integration is wild, right? And we can inherit, you know, both like, we can inherit really just things from our past lives. So we can inherit weird fears or like random habits. You might find, especially with the Judgment card energy, that you're just like kind of turning into a totally different person. Like maybe you like things that you never liked before, or you suddenly don't like things that you used to love before. And it's just like what you want to pursue is in a state of flux. That's why it's hard to tell which way to go. Yeah, and I feel like this integration needs to fully ground itself first. You might be feeling with the Four of Swords like you're really tired, or you might not be wanting to talk to people a whole lot, but you also still kind of feel this need to push yourself. Your team is really saying to let yourself take a rest when you can, as much as possible, especially rest your mind, just unplug your mind. If you feel tired, sleep if you can. Like if you need extra naps, take extra naps if you're able to. If you need to withdraw from people, do that, because all of this helps you ground this, excuse me, this new frequency in your reality, but it's not done yet. What is the question I want to ask next? So I guess I want to ask, what would your team most want you to know about this discernment process, this decision, this big shift and change in your life? Oof. I do want to look at this one. Okay. So we have the Five of Cups reversed. Okay, that's nice. We like that. The Ace of Pentacles. Delightful. I love this. The Seven of Wands. And the Page of Cups. Beautiful. Okay. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces again with the Page of Cups. This to me really says, and I thought it was interesting because I did look at the bottom of the deck before I put it down. We have Seven of Pentacles. So you are really investing in this new chapter of your lives. You're kind of like because we have the page, but then the knight is reversed, right? So we go from page to knight. So it's like, this kind of has this energy of like one step at a time. Like there's time to do everything. It is a journey. And this is why with the 7 of Wands, this person's like blocked in by the wands. It feels like you have a lot of options. You have a lot of energy just kind of like flying around, and this might sort of create that chaos because all of this is energetic and psychic. You might be getting a lot of intuitive messages, a lot of like downloads, and it feels like it's sort of like almost like choice paralysis or like paralyzing in some way, right? Because you've started this new cycle in your life, you've invested into it, and I feel like you're wanting to move forward, right? Like with the ace, there is this new beginning that is occurring, but I feel like for this group, while this new beginning is occurring or is soon to occur, there is still this like almost wrap up or like ending of a cycle that's like they're overlapping, right? Because we have all the overlapping circles, which, did you know the center of a Venn diagram is just called an intersection? I thought it had a much cooler name, but it does not, and maybe that's me being judgmental against Venn diagrams or intersections, and I apologize, but I thought it was gonna have like a really spicy name. It did not. That's the end of my rant about it. Thank you for attending. Excuse me. So, yeah, and this is because I feel like with the 5 of Cups, you're doing some type of release work, specifically around disappointments, things that haven't occurred. With I'm really drawn to the 3 Cups right now. You might find yourself kind of drifting away from old friends, or like, again, old things that used to bring you happiness, right? That used to like make you really excited. That used to kind of like, just kind of get you up and going for the day. I feel like your tastes are changing. And I was talking about this the other day in a private reading, but I didn't notice. So usually the Page of Cups has a little fish poking out of the cup. So I looked really closely the other day, and there's like this dark ass anglerfish coming out of the cup, which if you're familiar with the anglerfish, those are the scary looking ones where they have the little light that hangs down and they've got a little bit of bioluminescence going on. It's some hot shit, I gotta be honest. But they're the ones that look like an absolute aquatic death monster. And so where normally, the fish coming out is sort of like that divine feminine energy, abundance, intuition, sort of surprising the page. This has like a very shadowy energy because the anglerfish lives so deep down in the ocean. So whatever this is like deep soul stuff that is finally surfacing and purging. And so this is why I feel like you are going through this integration, and that's why you might not be able to tell which way to move forward yet. It's because it's not time for you to have all the answers yet. So if you feel blocked, just try to kind of just know that there is this new beginning coming, but there is this process of release that has to happen first, right? The 5 of Cups always indicates that there's 2 cups still left standing. Excuse me. There's 2 cups still left standing, and we have a lot of dandelions here, and dandelions are, as far as I'm aware, and you can correct me, put it in the comments if I'm wrong, dandelions are technically classified as weeds, and I think they're technically classified as an invasive species. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know a ton about plants. But they are really medicinal, and then they turn into little puffballs, right? So they go from weeds to wishes. So this again tells me that there's a situation where there's like transformation here, and there is healing, because dandelion root is like some heady stuff. It's a powerhouse medicinally. So I do feel like you are going through this process of healing. This new beginning has started. Or is very soon to start, because this person has her back turned to it. It's very soon to be offered to you, but there is this like shadow purging, and this is like old stuff, past life stuff, not from this lifetime, that's coming up, that needs to be dealt with, addressed, and healed before you can move forward. So I just want to pull you guys a couple of cards of advice. Oh, okay. Well, that's probably too many. But oh, okay, there's 2. There's 1 hiding. Woohoo. Yeah, strength is at the bottom, so some of you could be Leos watching as well. We have heavy water energy here. But we have the Magician, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, Gemini, Virgo energy here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here. Yeah, this is really saying you are manifesting this idea. This idea is coming at you, and it's coming at you quick with the antelope, and there's also the rabbit, so it's going to be a very fortuitous turn of events. It's going to be a very prosperous offer, right? There's going to be a lot of abundance, a lot of potential for growth here. But you know, it is just taking a little bit of time, but stay positive as much as possible, and really believe in your power. Believe that you are bringing this new offer, this new idea, the doorway forward, you know, whatever this is that you need, know that it's coming toward you, and it's probably coming toward you quicker than you realize. So if things, excuse me, if things feel stuck, if you're feeling antsy, just know that this is coming in for you. It's just taking a little bit of time, and you're going through a little bit of a purge process so you can be ready for it, a little bit more of those ascension symptoms. Okay, so I think that is just about everything that I have for group 1. I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with your specific situation, please check out my shop link in the description box below. Other than that, I will let you go for the day. It's been an honor, a joy, and a delight to get to have you with me. Thank you so much. See you guys soon. Bye. All right. Hello, group 2. Okay, this is a nice energy shift. I feel like this is good. This is like, we're big chillin'. All right, so I feel like if you pick this group, you might be like a really easygoing person, or things are finally easing up for you. But you guys picked the solar plexus chakra stone with I do. Even though this isn't really what it's about, some of you might be talking about getting married. This is the first thing that popped in my head. But I feel like what your guides want to talk to you about is an action that you've taken, and I feel like it's going to positively benefit you. This feels like something you've already done. Or if you're hesitating on it, you're like, I think this is a good idea. I've got everything in place. Is now the time? This feels like this is a positive yes for you. So let's see what you have here. Oh, you have nature. Beautiful. Speaking of, that's the nature outside my house. Can you hear it? So we have card 74 here. This reduces to an 11, which reduces to a 2. Love it. Love that. And you have delight. That's so funny. In group 1, they had, I was talking about this exact same thing. So in this deck, there are several cards where the number matches with a number on the major arcana in the tarot, and then the theme is very similar to the same one. So they had one, and then you guys have this one as well. So this is very similar to like the sun card in the tarot for me. So 19 reduces to a 10/1. And this one says, the frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. Yes. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. I love it. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. I really feel like, I was talking about this before too. So in this deck, there are cards where the Merkaba is the same color as the background. And for me, that's like when your internal frequency has manifested out into your external reality. And they're in, sorry, I bumped the desk. They're in alignment, right? They're in like harmonic frequency together. So when they're different, this to me says that there's this internal frequency. There's something in your energy that is yet to manifest in your external reality. So it's really interesting too, because the first one, the background was pink, but the Merkaba was purple. And I get a similar kind of vibe, but it's distinctly different, where, both green and pink are colors of the heart chakra, right? And we have a lot of pink going on over here too. I feel like there's something where this almost feels like this is retroactive, where you had an intuitive pull towards something, and you took action toward it, and now I feel like it's about to manifest, where it's going to be, it's going to just like be a really joyful addition to your environment, right? So this is, and we'll find out more excuse my burp, about what this is. This also can be an encouragement to spend more time in nature, particularly out in the sun if you're able to kind of help move this manifestation along or help give you some more manifestation power. But I feel like this is something for many of you already did, and you're about to see it come to fruition in your external reality, and it's going to make you super happy. It's just like, this feels like kind of like this like beautiful like celebration energy. So I'm going to give the deck a little bit of a quick shuffle. But I'd like to kind of look at, I'm doing it off camera because it's really hard to have all the space I need to do it on camera. I can't. So I'd like to look at more information about what this is, recommendations from your spiritual team. This feels like more like a heads up from your spiritual team, like, hey, you did it, this is what's happening. So Spirit, what do you want group 2 to know about what they did? What did you guys do? I got very positive though. Some kind of action you took has a positive outcome. Yeah, the High Priestess reversed. It's like you followed your intuition and now you're about to be shown how on point you were. But yeah, so we have, the Queen of Pentacles. There she is. So funny too, because then there's a card in group 1 where there's a rabbit on the card as well. But Queen of Pentacles, we love it. We love it. And in this deck too, I didn't notice that till now, she has her third eye open. Love it. The Nine of Pentacles, baby. Oh my goodness. Look at you. You svelte little thing. Having a weird day, you guys. The Six of Cups. Oh, I love this. It's so sweet. I love the Six of Cups. And the Nine of Swords. Okay. So other than the Nine of Swords, everything here is very, very positive. Some of you might be Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We also have a Ram here as well, so we could have some Aries kicking around. Excuse me. For many of you, this feels like, I'm seeing two major things. For many of you, this has to do with your financial well-being. You might be moving. You might be moving somewhere that's like more in alignment. It's an environment you want to be in. So like, let's say if you're living in the city and it's too expensive and you're also kind of stressed out all the time, you might finally be moving to, somewhere more rural or more out in nature, because we have so much greenery here, to an extent here and here. You could be, your finances and career could be getting a massive boost. And I feel like if that's the case, this is because, with the Six of Cups and the Delight card, this is because I feel like you're really tapping into that joy that we can feel as like that inner child kind of joy. It's very fifth house sort of energy. And by bringing that spirit into what you do and how you build your life, there's a lot more stability and a lot more happiness. Sorry, I'm really drawn to this person's expression. I don't know why. Her like holding a bird like that and just staring off at the Queen of Pentacles. It's really making me laugh. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I also love that we have 2 9s and then we have this energy of like 10/1. So this is really kind of, you've been, I feel like, working on wrapping up a cycle, and now that cycle is finally coming to an end, so a new one can kind of be birthed into reality. So for a lot of you, this is material and financial in nature, and you're getting a big, big boost. And this is something where I feel like you were really nervous about it, but there was like, this feels like you really balanced your needs for self-care. You really balanced your well-being into your career or material world decisions, right? You really took yourself into account and valued yourself. Now, for some of you, this is where you've really been working on inner child healing. You've really been working on having better emotional foundations for yourself. Really establishing excellent boundaries with the Nine of Pentacles, valuing your own stability, your own freedom, excuse me, treating yourself to luxuries, maybe really working on any, I'm getting almost like any anxiety or sleeping problems you've been having. Maybe you've been really addressing those. But you've really been taking care of yourself emotionally, mentally, materially, and this is coming about in a beautiful way with the Queen of Pentacles. We have this portal energy going on with the doorway, and there's a lot of abundance and a lot of happiness that's coming in for you as a result. For some of you, I do have to say this, just because I made this comment at the beginning where it's like, I do like getting married. For some of you, you've really been working on yourself super hard with the Nine of Pentacles. And I feel like because they're all facing this way, except for the Nine of Swords, which is facing this way, I feel like there's something where you may have had some anxiety, like maybe if you took a break from dating, or you've really been working on like setting better boundaries in relationships. I feel like you faced some of your own fears in doing this. Excuse me. And as a result, you're attracting in a partner who is really going to value you, a partner who, and like value you as you naturally are. You're going to really feel each other in a spiritual and emotional way, particularly. And this is because you've really done the hard work. You've done, excuse me, you've really done the work, and now it's manifesting for you. So I want to draw you more cards because I want to know more about this. Wow. Okay. People got things to say. There is some action here. I want to take these two. Oh, and I want to take this one. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, the 10 of Cups at the bottom. Your happiness is coming in. Good for you, honey. Let me see. Okay, so we have, yeah, the 5 of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords. Interesting. Third eye open right there, too. Wow, the King of Pentacles reversed. The 10 of Wands. Okay, this is telling a very clear story. And the King of Swords reversed. Holy shit. Okay, so can I just get your attention here for a moment? Excuse me. We have almost all Pentacles and Swords here. Actually, except for the 6 of Cups, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we have all Pentacles and Swords. So this has everything to do with your mindset, the way you communicate, and how this manifests in your external reality. So we also have 2 sets of Kings and Queens that match. We have the King and Queen of Pentacles, and then the King and Queen of Swords. And can I make a note here? The King of Pentacles and the King of Swords are both reversed, but these, the 2 Queens are upright. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I just had to crack my back. There we go. Okay. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is talking about other people in your life, particularly in a romantic context with the 6 of Cups here. Doesn't have to be. This also could be really, applying to your work. Because, the Pentacles suit, it does talk about our material world, but the flip side of that is, everything starts internally and then manifests out in our external reality, right? So, and I talk about this a lot when I talk about the 2nd house in particular. When we place value on something, this is what we start to see externalized in our reality. And so this can also talk about how we value ourselves. So the 9 of Pentacles, the woman on this card, similarly to the Empress, this is why she's like a mini version, they're so abundant because they value themselves enough to turn down anything that does not suit them, serve them, appropriately value them, right? It's like they know their worth and they won't settle below that. And I feel like if you pick this group, you've been really battling in connections with finding people who are going to be stable, grounded, finding people who are going to be generous with their time, energy, resources, people who are going to, because the King and Queen of Pentacles, when they're both upright, they're very much based in reciprocity. They're very generous with each other. They're also like, they will help each other out, right? This is the couple where their love languages might be like small gifts or like acts of service, to an extent, quality time. They will really show up for each other and like help each other out. They are, I think out of all the Kings and Queens, they are probably like the biggest like teammate kind of energy for me. I was like, these 2 are co-conspirators. No, I'm kidding. But when they're both in their power, this is like a true team. And they will work together to build something. That's why with the 10 of Pentacles, that's their empire. They've built so much because they really work together. They understand that. And they're evenly matched in that way. So I feel like you've had a lot of relationships in the past that they're either this King of Pentacles reversed, where there's a lack of reciprocity, there's a lack of, excuse me, generosity. Maybe the financial responsibility has been exclusively on you, and there's like that never balances out. Maybe, you know, household responsibilities have exclusively been on you and that never balances out. They might just not be very generous with their time, with their energy. You know, this is somebody who's really inconsistent. This is somebody who, you know, this also can be kind of going the other way where they're so career focused, they never make any time for the relationship. And the key here with everything is balance, right? So this is somebody who's just not consistently showing up for you in a grounded way, not building a relationship with you. And then similarly with the King of Swords reversed, this is somebody who can be, I'm almost getting avoidant. I don't usually say that, but like avoidant, who can stonewall, who can not communicate, who can also have really harsh words when they do communicate. This is somebody who can be a little bit slippery, right? They can kind of, you know, in their shadow, they can kind of be a little bit manipulative, whether intentionally or not. This is somebody who is like, to me, the King of Swords reverse is like somebody who would, in a relationship, is like the lie by omission kind of person. And you know, lying and manipulation obviously are not cool, but there's a lot of psychological complexity to it, right? I don't want to say that you make a mistake and you're a liar forever, you're a horrible person forever, but manipulation happens when we feel like we can't ask to have our needs met directly, and lying often happens because there's a fear of consequence, and that doesn't make that okay. But I don't know why I feel strongly called to say, like, if this is the case, this is something where somebody fears the consequences. It's not like trying to intentionally deceive you, but they fear consequences. I don't know why. That might only be for some of you, but these are the kinds of energies I feel like you've been dealing with. And the thing is that yes, these are the responsibility of these people that you have been in close connection with. But there's also, you know, everybody we meet, we're essentially talking to ourselves, right? There's always a mirroring effect. And these have been mirroring back to you areas where you may have had weak boundaries. You may have struggled with communication in the past. You may have also struggled to value yourself appropriately. With this 5 of Pentacles and 10 of Wands, I feel like you've gone through so many struggles, both inside and outside of relationships, that maybe this is something you've been dealing with for a very, very long time with a lot of different people, right, throughout your life. And it's kind of led you to sort of feel like, you know, this is all I can have. Excuse me, or, you know, I'm always going to kind of be on my own, even when I'm in a relationship. I'm always going to be with people who make me feel lonely, so I may as well kind of deal with it and get used to it. There's something where you've just been carrying this immense burden in the relationships that you hold, and these relationships were meant to mirror back to you where those boundaries could use strengthening, right? Where you can stand up for yourself, where you can value yourself like that, where you can, you know, ask for and stand firm in what you need. Excuse me. And I feel like as a result, for many of you, you're manifesting better connections, and not just the connections in your life, better job opportunities. This is like everything, right? Better job opportunities, better financial standing, better relationships, more happiness, because you know yourself better now and you don't settle for less than what you deserve or things that don't build you, right? Because sometimes I think it can be hard to suss out, especially if you've grown up without really having that encouragement or that healthy modeling to set healthy boundaries and communicate about them effectively. It can be hard to suss out in a moment, like, do I set a boundary here? Do I not? Do I let this go? You know, like, it can be hard to figure out where that line is. And a lot of times when I'm even doing this for myself, or when I'm talking to my lovely clients that I adore, you know, something I say a lot is like, you know, it can be hard to figure out, but the more you're able to assess if something is a self-constructive habit versus a self-destructive habit. I think we can all point to self-destructive habits that we have, but I think having that contrast of what is self-constructive, what builds me, what gets me closer to my goals in the long run, what elevates me instead of what detracts from me. And I feel like if you pick this group, you've really been doing this work, and as a result, you are manifesting a lot of good things into your life that you've been wanting, particular emphasis on partnerships, just because we had the pairs show up twice. So I kind of, okay. All right, so we have the Ace of Pentacles reverse coming out. There's an opportunity I feel is about to be offered. Yeah, with, there it is, another King of Cups. Okay. And the 4 of Pentacles, and I want to pull one more. And the 8 of Swords. Yep, okay, cool. And there's the devil at the bottom with reclamation. Yeah, you've really been doing the work, working through karmic cycles, working through karmic partnerships. So this is really saying whatever hasn't manifested in the past, this was because of these blockages, right? The Four of Pentacles is like being stuck, unable to move forward. You have your walls up. And that's because it's interesting. We have the Ace and the 4, then we have the 5 here. And this is because of this experience, because that was how, I feel like that was how it was safe for you in the past, was to do things. It's like the Four of Pentacles is like you do have a certain amount of stability, but you don't move forward, right? So maybe this is like in the past, it's like you stay at a job you don't really like or that doesn't really value you because it's some financial stability, or you stay in a relationship that doesn't really honor you, but it's okay. And you know, there's like not wanting to be alone, because the Five of Pentacles is like that fear of loss, whether it's financial loss, poverty, you know, emotional loss. And usually this card depicts 2 people, and this one there's only 1. And so I feel like, you know, with the 8 of Swords reversed, what you're really seeing clearly, what you've been seeing clearly, is that by holding on to something that's less than, you've accidentally, it's like you were like blocking your blessings that were coming in, right? And I don't want to say like you've like accidentally lost out on this, because I really believe that we never lose out on what's truly meant for us. But I feel like you've really been working on this like recognition of like, you know, if I want something better, I have to ask for better, and I have to demand something better. And more importantly, I have to block out what is not that, right? So I feel like you guys have really been working on this. Or if you're still working on this, just know that this is all gonna pay off. Because what this will produce is this King of Cups, right? So if you are looking to manifest a life partner, this is like the soulmate king, right? Out of all the kings of the tarot, this is the soulmate. This is like somebody who is loving, somebody who is, you know, affectionate, who is nurturing, who's kind, who will listen to you. This is somebody who really sees you. So if you've been looking for that, this person I feel is likely to come into your life very soon. If they're not already in your life. Again, we have masculine water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And just in general, if this is not about a relationship, this is you manifesting emotional fulfillment for yourself, right? With this delight card, a lot of happiness for yourself, because essentially you're setting better boundaries and blocking out all the bullshit. So this is really lovely. I am really happy to see this for you guys. I think this is just about everything I have. If you are looking for help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop link in the description box below. It has been an honor, a joy, and a delight to get to read for you today, and I hope I get to again in the future. Take care, guys. Bye. Oh, I have the worst sniffles. Okay. All right. Hi, group 3. Okay. So you guys were attracted to this green heart chakra stone with I love. I feel like for a lot of you, this is heart healing. Like out of all of them, this was the one I picked up on. The second I picked it up, I was like, ooh, okay. So this is, I feel like, talking about healing and healing your heart in order to subsequently open it more, because I feel like there's a lot of really lovely things that want to grow and that want to blossom and bloom for you, but there needs to be like, because they're showing me like seeds being planted and like vines growing really lovely, and there needs to be kind of fertile soil in order for that to happen at an emotional level. And I feel like for some of you there's a little bit of blockage, there's a little bit of emotional stuff in the way that needs to be healed. So yeah, let's see what you guys got. You have, oh yeah, compassion. Okay. You got card 99, so master number. Woohoo. Yeah, that would reduce to an 18, which reduces to 9. So yeah, so 999, you might be really wrapping up this big cycle. We'll talk more about it in a minute. Wow, and fertility. We were just talking about that, fertile soil. And we have card 27, so it's a 9. So 9 is your number for right now. Take note. We have the frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. Yeah. So for a lot of you, this compassion may be, might be something like self-compassion. There's something where I talked about this before, so like this is from a different group. You see how in this card, the Merkaba is a different color than the background? But in this one, they're the same. So when it's the same, this to me is like when your internal frequency matches your external reality, right? So we have our internal frequency, and then it has like a ripple effect and manifests, you know, and your external reality changes in reaction to that. And so for a lot of you, I kind of have this energy of like giving up the ghost or stop running, right? So for many of you, whatever it is that you're dealing with emotionally right now, I feel like whether consciously or not, you've been kind of avoiding it for a while, or like maybe you were lacking information and now was finally the time to find out. And so you're like dealing with the emotional fallout. There's something that I feel, there's like this energy of surrender that happened recently. And the goal is for you to access greater emotional depth and compassion. Again, this could very well be compassion for self, especially if this is lost love, where you're blaming yourself, you know, oh, I don't know how I didn't see this person's intentions before. This could be compassion for somebody else. For some of you, I'm getting there's there's an inevitable an inevitable breakup that feels like it's on its way, and it's like I feel like you're trying to make your peace with it before that conversation, and it feels like you're trying to kind of tap into compassion for yourself, for the other person, because I feel like it's more of a, you know, life circumstances taking you apart, or like, you know, star-crossed lovers kind of an energy, not really like a, you know, crazy, you know, all out brawl out kind of a thing where you guys are angry at each other. It just feels like there's a lot of stuff in the way. But just in general, whatever this is for you, this is where there's emotional healing that needs to take place. And I feel like if you pick this group, a lot of you might be kind of feeling a little bit low right now as you're processing through these feelings. But I do like to see this fertility card come in. Ooh, excuse my burp. Because it's exactly what we were just talking about. This is the point of this experience is to expand your heart chakra, expand your emotional experience, your emotional depth, you know, and not saying you're not emotionally deep, but expand it even further, and expand the capacity for love that you have for self, the love that you have for others. Because I think there's something new that's on the horizon. Again, we have 3 9s showing up. So a cycle is wrapping up, which means there's something really beautiful, I feel, coming in. Excuse me. So I'm just going to give the tarot deck a little bit of a shuffle real quick. Yeah, I cut the deck and there's the Devil and Death. So Capricorn, Scorpio energy might be important. But there's a major ending to a cycle, possibly a karmic relationship or a past life relationship with the Devil to a certain extent. This is something, yeah, and I cut it again and we have the World. Yeah, there's a big ending that has happened. And I feel like this is mixed feelings. It's like this understanding of, like, again, surrender, but there's also still sadness about it. And that's okay to have both. So I want to get more information. What is going on here? I want to pick this bad boy. Do I flip it? No. Okay. Oh, only 3. Okay. Yeah, Knight of Cups reversed. Maybe you were really expecting somebody to offer you something emotionally, or you really, like, you extended your cup to somebody and they turned you down. There's something that you had a lot of high hopes for emotionally, and I feel like it just hasn't panned out. You know, so this could be like your dream job and it kind of slips away. This could be, like I said, a relationship that falls apart or doesn't even get off the ground. There's a sense of disappointment here. So we have, oh, okay, I like this, the Wheel of Fortune. Very nice. The 4 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Wow, and the Queen of Swords. Okay. All right. Hang on. So for a lot of you, whatever the situation was, the way everything played out, first of all, with the Wheel of Fortune, this was very fated. This could have been with a feminine air sign. This also could be you, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this whole situation was very fated. I feel like this situation came into your life almost serendipitously. You may have been, like, aware of that feeling of serendipity or not. But it's everything in this situation played out exactly the way it was intended to at a spiritual level. Because I feel for many of you, you know, you could have also been, I want to clarify this Queen of Swords, but let's see, hang on. Like for some of you, it's like you could have been in this Queen of Swords energy and been like kind of, she's known as the Ice Queen of the Tarot, and had walls that needed to come down, right? And whatever the situation is, has like, this feels like a crack you open emotionally kind of a situation. But let me clarify the Queen of Swords. Okay, this is nice. So yeah, you know, for some of you, this is something with the Ace of Pentacles and the Four. It's like there was potential, there was this new beginning, and it just never really solidified and never really manifested. And for those of you where something has fallen apart, I mean, either way, I feel like this situation has been to help break down your walls at like a mental level, right? Because we have activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. The Queen of Swords is very good at expressing her truth. She's also very mentally agile, right? So there may have been something where there was like a thought pattern, there was a subconscious program. You know, again, you may have been a little bit overly in this Queen of Swords energy to the point where you're blocking out blessings coming toward you. But there's something where the walls were up and they needed to be lowered. They needed to be broken down. And so however the situation has panned out, and again, very faded energy here, this was in order to help break down those walls so you have this balance of being able to be very clear on what you want, clear on your intentions, and clear with communicating like the Queen of Swords is, but without shutting people out. You know, without blocking your blessings from coming in or feeling like you need to be very, very closed off, right? And as a result, I feel for many of you, this is drawing in, excuse me, a really beautiful new opportunity that's going to be perfectly in alignment with you. But there is just kind of this like process of sort of grieving and letting go that I feel like is happening right now. And for some of you, I do have to say this, just because we have the Ace of Pentacles and fertility, this is a baby card to me. For some of you, you might be trying to conceive and really struggling with that, or you may have conceived and lost a child, or just lost a child in general. If that's the case, I am terribly sorry. But that might be sort of the grief that you're coping with right now. Or, you know, there might be something where if you're going through a struggle with, again, trying to conceive or something like that, it's like, excuse me, something about this is bringing in, it's opening and expanding your heart and your emotional consciousness in order to allow for greater love to be able to blossom moving forward. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So I want to know what this situation is bringing in for you, right? Because it does serve a purpose, but I'd like to know what is going on. Okay. Yeah, Seven of Wands. You might be feeling kind of trapped. You might be feeling a little bit defensive. Yeah. So this situation is bringing in, okay, so it's the Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, all right. Ooh, and the Seven of Swords. Okay. So whatever's happening here, again, I feel like there is something where there was emotional confusion. With the Seven of Swords, I feel like there might be something emotionally that you couldn't see clearly. This is Neptune energy. And I feel like this is, because we have cups and swords, this is, you know, the head and the heart. This is likely something that's like a subconscious program. It's an emotional pattern that you've held for a while. Maybe it's a belief that you've always been very like hard and fast on, where it's just like, no, this is what I believe about this. And this situation was here to break down illusions as well as break down walls, because whatever this was kept you in this Five of Pentacles energy, kept you, and it's really interesting because this is a card of, you know, poverty, of loneliness, of abandonment, of lack, but it usually shows two people on it. In this deck, we only have one. Whatever this was kept you isolated in some way, shape, or form. And that's why it had to be broken down. And Spirit's like, no, this has to be dealt with like right now. Sorry, I'm just moving the cards so we have more room. So it is bringing clarity. It is bringing truth. You have 2 sevens going on as well, so very spiritual energy. But it is bringing in greater clarity and truth and a better, again, like a richer soil to be able to build something better for you at an emotional level. But I do feel like this is also an incoming thing. So I want to know what this Ace of Pentacles is. What is this making room for in your life? Which is, this is already a wonderful thing to kind of break down our emotional barriers toward our own happiness. But I want to know more specifically. I want to look at this, but I want to take this one. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Again, more Neptunian energy. Pisces showing up as well. So I do feel that this was a very spiritual purpose behind this, but there was also something where with meditation, you may have been thinking about this a lot lately. There were illusions, and the whole point was for you to see this very, very differently. What is this? Yeah, exactly. More Pisces, the High Priestess, same thing. Yeah, and Strength reversed at the bottom. So I feel like this has really taken an emotional toll on you, but it is not without purpose, I promise. So we have the Eight of Swords, okay. Oh, okay, the Knight of Swords. And the Three of Swords. Okay. I feel like there's something where, again, there is this heartbreak, but there is... It's because this person's blindfolded, right? And they have ivy growing all over them, and ivy is associated with unconditional love. I feel like there's something where it was really hard for you to let love in some way, shape, or form. And I know that's super duper cheesy sounding, but it's true. I feel like there's something where there was an emotional wall up, and whatever this situation is really help kind of break that emotional wall down. And it may very well be that you have this nice relationship currently, and it's like the end of your singlehood, and that's like kind of paradoxically hard for you to deal with because there are these fears around vulnerability coming up. There might have been unhealed past heartbreak that needed to be addressed, but whatever this is, this kept you blind to the love in your life. It kept you stuck. And I'm noticing all the swords are like, in the traditional card, they're like scattered all over the place, and they're kind of like, they're kind of just like do, but here they're very organized, and this has this energy of like everything in its proper place. And the swords represent our communication, but also our thoughts, right? So again, there's something where I feel like you may have been a little stuck in your thinking, and this is what was keeping you from being able to let people in, really enjoy that unconditional love. There's some kind of thought, there's some kind of understanding about yourself and about the way your life has been that has kept you alone, or that has kept you from enjoying things more fully. And so I do feel like this situation is bringing in, again, we have this fertility kind of energy with a rabbit here, and we have this antelope. This is bringing in clarity in order to help heal and address and dispel this heartbreak energy, and very quickly, right? The Knight of Swords moves fast. If this is something where this is a relationship that has ended, you might have a new person on the way to you with the Knight of Swords. This could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And this is somebody who will communicate with you very openly. This is somebody who wants to move forward, who wants to have a lot of abundance, who feels very lucky to have met you. But yeah, there is clarity where it needed to happen, and I do feel like this is a little bit of a challenge, but beautiful things are growing out of this. So I just want to pull a couple of cards of advice for you guys, because this was a heavier message. Okay, so you have the Six of Wands reversed. Oh, the Ace of Swords, there it is. Okay. And the Ace of Wands reversed. All right, so I really like this, because to me this says like, I know this feels like right now there's a moment of, failure, of loss, of things falling apart, things not working out for you. And this is kind of where you might be sort of sitting right now and kind of feeling low about that, and like defeated with the word. I was like, if I keep talking, it will find me. But this is bringing in, with this Ace of Swords, this clarity, this understanding. And with the crown here, it's like, that's going to put you back in your power in a very balanced way. And I feel like this is also going to usher in, with this Ace of Wands reversed, a new beginning very soon. it's like after you kind of are either having this epiphany or you're sitting with this epiphany for a while, you're sitting with this like this understanding, and I'm just noticing we have an ace, an ace, and an ace. This is when this new beginning will come in for you. So this is bringing in a lot of beautiful new things. This also could be bringing in with the Ace of Wands, a very beautiful new creative project. And this might come from a place of self-expression to, you know, fully explore, deal with, and cope with your feelings through this situation. So I think that is just about everything that I have for you right now. I hope this has been helpful. I hope things get better if they've been not great. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out the link to my shop in the description box below. It's been an honor, a joy, and a delight to get to have you here with me today. But yeah, I think that's all I have. I'm gonna move on to group 3. I hope I get the chance to read for you again soon. Take care, love bugs. Bye. A little chair. Okay. Hi, group 4. So you guys are attracted to, wow, the throat chakra stone with I Speak. I like it just flipped itself over. So there's something where I feel like you guys are really like batshit afraid to say something. I don't know why that's the phrase that's coming through, but that was just like, nope, we're not doing it. We're not talking about it. And your guides are like, it's okay. It needs to be addressed. So that's the first thing that I'm getting, because none of the other stones did that, but that one ran away. So let's see what you have. Ooh, okay. You have intuition, card 22. So we have a master number showing up. This reduces to a 4. We also have very much sacral chakra energy with the orange, and that interestingly balances out that kind of throat chakra energy. Whoa, okay. Ooh, that's fine. It's fine. We're fine here. I don't look at the cards before I discover them with you. So you guys might be seeing 222 or 22s a lot. 222s in my shoes. Anyway, we have the frequency of the sacral chakra. The orange flower of life supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. Okay, so there might be something where you have a creative project that you want to work on, right? This might be something that you feel really intuitively pulled toward, but there is fear around self-expression for sure. There might be something where right now you've kept this under wraps, and with this, you know, the stone flipping itself over, you've really been making sure not to speak about your manifestations. But I almost feel like this is like the time to speak up is close at hand, and intuitively you're going to feel it, right? And we have, you know, I was talking about this in the other groups. In this deck, we have, as you can see, cards where the Merkaba is the same color as the background, and ones where they're different. So when they're the same, I take this to mean that your internal frequency has kind of, it's like a ripple effect, right? So your internal frequency has now manifested itself, sorry if you can hear my hands crack, into your external reality, right? You see your internal frequency reflected back at you in your external reality. And this is why I feel like there's been a timing thing here where it hasn't been time to act on this yet, and intuitively you know this. But I feel like also as well, you're getting a lot of signs and synchronicities in your external reality that now is, you know, now or very soon, it's going to be time to take action on this thing, whether this is a creative project, you know, this is like really, there also might be, you know, it says flow with our desires, something that you really want, that you've been desiring, that you've kind of been denying yourself. Again, it's like, you know, so I know for myself personally, I have a thing where I'm like, if I don't say it out loud, it's kind of not real yet, but when I need to deal with something, I make sure I say it out loud, so I have to address it. And it kind of has this energy a little bit about like, I haven't spoken it into reality. That means it's not real yet. Like, it's something where it's like you're trying wow, I'm having trouble speaking, unsurprisingly. You're trying to deny something that is innate within you, something you have a passion for, something that you have been drawing down to your reality, something that's starting to manifest itself, and it needs to be addressed. It's like whether you meant to or not, this was in your frequency and you are manifesting this, and as a result, it is important that you get out ahead of your manifestation, or you speak the truth about it, you speak the truth to yourself about it. There's something here about this. So let's pull you some tarot, because this is spicy stuff. I'm just shuffling the deck a little bit off camera, because it's hard to do on camera. Just giving a little shuffle. Yeah, I just cut the deck. 4 of Cups and 4 of Wands. It's like this thing makes you so happy. You love this idea, you love this thing, you love this person, but you're trying to pretend that you don't, right? You're trying to pretend like, I could take it or leave it. And like, that's just not the truth at all. But I feel like for you guys, you're really holding this truth in, even though intuitively you know which way to go. So what is this thing? Because I have questions. Oh, okay. We have the 3 of Swords. So this, well, hang on. Let me pull the rest of your cards. I want to pull this one. Get over here, you. The 4 of Cups. Okay. The 8 of Swords. What is going on, you guys? The 10 of Wands. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles. I want to pull one more. And the 7 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, 5 of Swords reversed at the top of the deck. I just wanted to look at it. And Death at the bottom. Okay, so let's lay these out. Queen of Pentacles. There's so much cat fur. I'm sorry, I lint rolled this before filming, but this is where we are. Okay, 3 of Swords. 8 of Swords. 4 of Cups, 10 of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles reversed. So for a lot of you, this is something that you've tried before. For some of you, this could be a relationship. We have feminine earth energy here, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could be with any of those signs. We also have the Ram, so we could have some Aries going on, or anybody born in the year of the Ram if you're into the Chinese zodiac as well. But this is something where in the past, I feel like this, I'll be honest, whatever the situation is, this also could be like a creative project that you really want to do. You want to monetize, maybe starting your own business. This version of the Queen of Pentacles has her third eye and it's open, right? So this is very intuitive. And this is something that you feel led to take action on, something that you feel led to do, especially with the rabbit. It's like the intuitive pull to take action on this is growing, to take action on these desires is growing. But I feel like whatever this has kicked your ass in the past. This has maybe, you invested into this for a while and it became too burdensome, too heavy to carry, too difficult. With that 5 of Swords, there may have been harsh words exchanged. There's a lot of mental chaos around it. It's like you couldn't get your feet on solid ground. It just kind of like effed your ass up, to be honest. And there may have been some heartbreak. Yeah, this is like a situation where I feel like it, I'm really focusing on the blindfold. I feel like you didn't see this coming. And as a result now, I feel like this is coming back around either in the same situation or in a new form. And it's like you're holding on to your cup, right? Holding on to your emotional investment. And you have all this happiness that's coming in for you and you know it. But this guy's like stone cold. Look at that. Trying to pretend like he doesn't give a shit. I feel like whatever this is, you're trying to pretend that you're not as interested in it as you are. And what I'm hearing is right now, the time is to do the opposite. It's the time to do the opposite. Even if you're just talking to yourself, even if you're just talking to your spirit guides, tell them what you want. Let yourself feel those emotions. Let yourself have that desire. Let yourself experience that, because I do feel like now is a lucky time for you. This version of the Queen of Pentacles is holding what are the wands in this deck, is holding a wand and a pentacle, right? This is saying your desires, your manifestations, your energy, the energy that you've been building, you've been focusing on, you've been really feeling that in that pit of your stomach, right? That desire that you have, this is getting ready to ground. And so it's kind of but you need to let it. You've called this manifestation into your life, so you need to let it ground and be willing to accept it. What the hell is this thing? I'm sorry, I'm nosy, but I want to know here. Because this is interesting. Yeah, whatever this is, like, this burned you before. Do I take this? No. But I do take this one. Yeah, okay, King of Cups at the bottom. This may have been a soulmate relationship. And you might have somebody coming in or coming back. And you're kind of like, oh, shit. Page of Swords. Wow, the King of Swords reverse. Yep. And Temperance reverse. Interesting. Sagittarius. And then we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with these two cards. So whenever I see the page of one suit and then the king or queen of the same suit, I also think of a parent-child relationship. You could have things from childhood that are repeating themselves in patterns that you experience now. This could also have to do with, just because of all the creative energy, this could have to do with something where you work in communications, or you have a social media following with this Page of Swords. I feel like, again, in the past, there was creativity, but creative curiosity. And look at this, like this little bitty stand-in right at the edge here, about to just drop this little orb into oblivion and possibly fall over themselves. But the Page of Swords doesn't give a shit, because the Page of Swords isn't thinking about that. They're not thinking about the ways they could fail. They're thinking about all the things they could maybe do or learn or make, or they're thinking, what's out there? What is that, you know? And I feel like this is something where this has cost you something in the past. It's made you cautious. It may have made you cautious about decision-making for yourself. And it may have also caused you, especially with this is very communicative energy, caused you to hold back your truth. If this is a person, whether a new person or somebody returning, I feel this is somebody who could not communicate their emotions. This is somebody who held back. This is somebody who, and I don't feel like, in a really toxic way, but this might be somebody who could not express their truth. And with the Five of Swords showing up before, it's like this energy of like, that may have created mental chaos and conflict for you. So there might be this like irritation of like, why am I feeling this person's energy? Why am I wanting to talk to this person? All this other stuff. And there's kind of this energy of like not wanting to admit to yourself that this person maybe still kind of is on your mind sometimes. If there's somebody coming back or there's somebody new, I do feel like with this King of Cups, yeah, we have Seven of Wands reversed below it. I do feel like with this King of Cups, this person's coming back very emotionally mature. They've had time. With the eel here as well, I feel like in the past, they may have tried to kind of like slink away from expressing their feelings. They may have kind of been in this place where, communicatively, they were more the page than the king. But they were trying to kind of like get away from expressing their feelings. I'm keeping this out because I keep referencing it. And this is because they were unable to, right? So with the Temperance card here, there was healing that had to be done. You guys might be very, very different. And the first time around, it didn't work. Or if this is somebody that you're with and it's very difficult, you're experiencing these problems, things might start to take a turn and shift for you. Or if you are calling somebody new into your life, this is somebody who's very emotionally mature, who you can have faith in their desire to like want to work on this connection, right? Because I feel like you've been working on yourself and there's this fear of repeating the past. Yeah, but whatever this is something where, when I'm asking like, what is this? This is something where there's this desire to fulfill you emotionally. There might be something that you've really been wanting and like you are emotionally so invested in it and attracted to it, but it logically doesn't really make sense maybe for your life. So like, let's say you wanted to have a career as an influencer. This is something where it's like, God, I really want to do this, but I don't know if I could make that work for me financially, or like, there's something where it's something that you desire deeply. It's something that you feel intuitively and spiritually drawn to. And I feel like there's this fear of acknowledging it because there's this fear of like, once I say it, it's real. What if I get my hopes up and I really want this thing? And what your team wants you to know is that whatever this thing that's coming in, this has been made specifically for you, right? You've had to wait for this, and the wait time is just about up. And there's this huge emphasis of like, now is the time, like I said, to get behind your manifestations, to really start supporting your manifestations through your words and through your thoughts, through speaking your truth. Again, even if it's just to yourself, to your spirit guides, now is a great time for that. So I want to pull cards about, like, if you started like utilizing maybe affirmations, or you started kind of working a little bit more on like verbal techniques for your manifestations or communicative techniques for your manifestations, like what would happen here? Okay, Four of Pentacles reversed. The Six of Cups reversed, okay. And the Queen of Cups reversed, okay. And we have the Emperor reversed at the bottom. So I swear the whole deck isn't reversals, I just cut it and we have the Chariot upright. I was shuffling it between each one. So I feel like there's something where, you know, if you put your whole weight behind it, there's this fear again to fully like let the walls down and open up, because in the past, this situation, I feel like with this person, whether this is romantic, a family member, you know, a business partner, a friend, a creative collaborator, you know, just a situation you're really emotionally invested in, this hasn't worked in the past. And I feel like as a result, there's kind of this like resistance of like, okay, cool, that doesn't work. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let this dream go. But we have the King and Queen of Cups here. And obviously the Queen is reversed. But interestingly, she's the only Cups card where the cup has a lid, right? So she like kind of keeps a lid on her emotions to a certain extent. And I feel like this is encouraging you to really like throw the whole weight of your emotions, your desire, your wants behind this thing, because the time is now and the result will be very different. So like let yourself believe in the magic. Let yourself believe that you are allowed to have what you desire out of life, what you want out of life, that you're allowed to live a vibrant life. So I just like to pull you guys a couple of cards of advice. Ooh, Queen of Swords. Yes, what we're just talking about. Yeah, okay. Yep, okay, cool. And the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. There's good luck. There's serendipity. There's a fortuitous twist and turn of events here. I messed that up really bad. Yeah, so this is pretty much what we're talking about. First of all, you know, there's been a lot of emotions around this. This has been an emotional marathon. This could involve a Leo here. And there's a need to find healing with these two cards. There's a need to find healing from chaotic thoughts, from, you know, any harsh words. There's a need to be able to heal and let that go from whatever this situation was, right? If things didn't move forward, you know, if you had really difficult conversations with somebody, if you had some really great ideas and seemed like nobody just like gave a shit, you maybe creatively, it's time to let pain, misery, chaos, failures of the past go. Because they've been weighing on you really heavily also with this Ten of Wands. But they also are just not applicable right now. We have Queen of Swords, feminine air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is so interesting because in another group, we had the King and Queen of Pentacles, and then we had the King and Queen of Swords. So here we have the King and Queen of Cups, and we have the King and Queen of Swords, and we also have the Queen of Pentacles. But so we have two matches that are not only, you know, equal maturity, but that are, you know, matching in the same suit. And I think it's interesting that the air sign one, we have the King reversed. The water sign one, we have the Queen reversed. I feel like if this is somebody coming back around, you both had to do maybe oppositional work. I feel like maybe you had to get clear on what you wanted and how to communicate what you want. This person, or no, sorry, this person had to, whoever's the masculine had to. You know, maybe emotionally, one of you had to really like start to open up and share your emotions more. But this is really saying with the Queen of Swords, more than anything else, your words, your thoughts are powerful in your manifestation. Do not underestimate them. Do not underestimate the power of what you speak. Only speak self-constructive words, ideas, beliefs into existence at this time. I'm also getting only speak your own healing into existence currently as well. So I think that's just about everything that I have for group 4. I hope this has been helpful. It's been an honor to get to read for you today. I hope I get to read for you in the future. If you're looking for help with your specific situation, my shop link is in the description box below. Have a wonderful day, love bugs, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye.